Hello internet world, welcome to a new video on the Geekanoids channel. In today's video I've got a very special display to share with you, and in fact you can see a little bit of a different setup because we have got the display right behind me here and I'm in a different position in the editing room, so very cool. I've also put the live chat up on the screen here. Not sure if you can see it. This is the dimmest I can get this display. This is a very bright display. So we've got the live chat going. If you want to leave me any comments or questions, please do so in the live chat. If you're watching this after the live broadcast, you can of course use the regular comment section below. And if you're not subscribed, I always say this, but please do subscribe. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on my future videos. Now, this particular video is on the Philips 43-inch Momentum display that I've got here. This is a 4K HDR display. The actual model number is the 436M6VBPAB. Now, I will leave a link to the model number and where you can pick this up down in the video description area. So if you want to check it out for yourself, please do. I'll run through some of the specifications and then I'm going to show you like the on-screen display and also some of the on-screen menu system as well, and some photos on here so you get to see how good this monitor is. Now, I'm calling it a monitor. It's definitely not a television. There is no reception on this particular screen, so it's like a panel or a display. You can't receive television on it unless you connect an external box. Connectivity is really very good, apart from the power input on the back. We've got DisplayPort 1.4, one display port. We've also got one mini display port. We've also got one HDMI 2 port, and we've also got USB-C. But USB-C with DP alt mode that also takes a signal, and that's how I've got this connected at the moment. This is connected to my MacBook Pro via USB-C. And you can see the display is really very vibrant. This in fact is the lowest of the brightnesses I can get this to. A big thank you to Shalom Bopal. Thank you very much for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic day ahead. I really do wish you a fantastic day. Shalom Bopal in the super chat. Wow, that is awesome. We've also got David Austin, Vegabyte, Aaron Stoy, and also Galvanized Vlogs and Tony as well. Hello to all of you in the live chat. So back to this particular display. This is an MVA type panel. It's 42.5 inches, even though the model number suggests that it's 43. It offers up full UHD resolution, 3840 by 2160 at 60 Hertz. That's equivalent to 103.64 ppi. What makes this a really good display as well is the very fast refresh rate, and it's also got a response time of just 4 milliseconds, so very good response time. Really colour accurate as well, and a good contrast ratio of 4000 to 1. The smart contrast ratio, which Philips actually quote, is 50 million to 1. And also the viewing angle is really good on this, 178 degree viewing angle. It's a 10-bit panel, so you're going to get really good colours on this, and I've been really enjoying using it as a sort of a mirrored or secondary extended display or extended desktop for my MacBook Pro. So I think we should really, before I go through the menu system, let's just go across to here and have a look at a couple of photos. So this first one here, these are photos I've taken myself, so I know what they should look like. This is actually over on the editing room desk to the left of me. This is some equipment. I did a video on this video mixer the other day, and the colour reproduction on this monitor is top notch. This really does look true to what I'm seeing with the naked eye of my bamboo desk. It's fantastic colour, really good detail, obviously because of the UHD resolution, but it's the colour and tonality that I'm really impressed with on this particular display. It does an absolutely fantastic job. Let's just move down to another photo, and again this was quite an overcast day, very windy. This is on the beach and it looks absolutely superb. Again, we've got plenty of detail down here, but the tonality, again, the blues in the sky are very true to what I remember actually seeing on that day. So it does a fantastic job with reproducing colours and detail. Very, very impressed indeed. Now I want to just pop up on the screen, we've also got this Ambiglow feature which I should mention. You can see down on the desk here we've got this glow coming out. Now this is, if this was against a wall, you'd also be able to see this on the wall behind you, and you can adjust the Ambiglow. If I go into settings, I can either turn it off altogether, or I can go into Ambiglow where I can, let's go into Ambiglow where I can actually control the light. I can go into auto mode, which will cycle round the light, or I can go into a user defined mode and actually set a colour. So I can set a colour and choose from red, rose, magenta, violet, blue, azure, cyan, etc. I like having it on the auto mode where it's going to actually cycle round, and I can set it to brightest. So this is the brightest it goes, and you can see it glowing on the desk. It looks absolutely fantastic. I prefer it in the middle setting. I think that works best. I can also, if I go back into that menu again, I can also go into a low blue mode, which is like a blue light filter mode. I can change the input, of course, from HDMI DisplayPort, mini DisplayPort, or USB-C. Picture settings, you can see here. So HDR I've got set to normal. We've got gamma settings. We've also got picture-in-picture options as well. We've also got smart size. We've got audio settings, colour, so we can change the colour temperature, language, OSD settings, and also the main setup menu. So plenty you can change in here. Now let's just get rid of that menu. Let's go back. I've also got a quick display or a quick input change as well in the top left hand corner of the remote. I've also got some other quick settings and also brightness and volume. Now this has got really good speakers built in. In fact, just to give you the proper details on the speakers, let me just come back across to my other screen. I'm pretty sure the speakers are 7 watt, and they also support DTS sound as well. So you've got DTS support on here and a 7 watt output on the speakers. The speakers are better than most I've experienced on displays like this. The actual size of the display, just to let you know, on the stand is 976 millimeters wide, 574 millimeters from top to bottom, and 63 millimeters in depth, and the weight with the stand is just under 15 kilograms. So really very sort of manageable size, you know, very minimal bezels around the outside of the display. Anyway, back to the remote. So I was mentioning you can put the brightness up. Let's just pop the brightness up. As I do this, my camera and the stream that you're watching, it's actually going to try and correct that, and I'm going to go very dark, but this goes really very bright indeed. We're up to 50%, 60%, now we're up to 70%. It is so bright I can't even see myself now on camera. That was up to 80%. It's a very bright panel. When there's nothing displayed on the screen, you can see that it's you can see the actual backlighting, so you do get some white sort of bloom. But when you've got the actual image on the screen, it is very even. Really very impressive. We're back down to 1%, so you can see me again. And this is all controllable via the included remote control. So a nice little remote control included. Now I must reiterate, this is a display panel. I mentioned this at the beginning of the broadcast. It's a display panel, so it's not a television. So this is suitable, really. I think the target market for this is people who are going to use this for games consoles. You could, of course, connect a set-top box if you wanted to as well. Perhaps Sky Q, perhaps you've got Virgin Media, something like that. So you could do that, but it's really targeted towards console users. Maybe you're going to connect an Apple TV in here. And, of course, using it as a secondary display for your computer or even your main display. The resolution is certainly high enough. It's a really gorgeous-looking display. Now let's take a look inside the live chat again. We've got Antti Perlicini in here as well, and Jack Wang tuning in. Thank you very much for tuning in live. I really do appreciate it. In closing, what do I think of the Philips Momentum 4K HDR display with Ambiglow? Well, first of all, I think the resolution's spot on. Being 4K or UHD resolution makes it really usable as a computer display. For something like games consoles, absolutely ideal. The fact that it's got HDR support on here as well, as HDR 1000, really very good. It's going to give you a really good and sort of engaging experience if you're playing games or if you're watching a movie back on this display. and I just do like the tonality, the colour on this, and the control you've got through the menu system with the remote is absolutely top notch. I'm really very impressed. A big thank you to Philips for making this video possible and sending this through to me to review. If you want to pick up one of these for yourself, please do check out the links down in the video description area. In closing, I really like this Ambiglow feature. I think it's really cool. I like my lighting, so if you like a bit of ambience in your room, this Ambiglow is really very nice. Please do hit like, leave me some comments, and I'll see you in another video very soon.